S. Vardarajan, Director of Finance of BPCL, joins us on the show now to talk about all that's happening with crude, with the business, and lots more. Mr. Vardarajan, thanks so much for joining in and taking out your time. Of course, thanks for waiting by patiently as well. But let's start off with, before we talk about how the current finances are shaping up, let's just start off with the talk that we heard today morning, or rather over the weekend, about there being a possibility of a sharp increase in petrol and diesel prices post the UP elections. Have you heard anything to that effect, to the nature of maybe 4 to 5 rupees for petrol?
Good morning. No, I have not heard anything about the sharp increase which you have mentioned. Essentially, the crude prices have been moving up, and for the last few days it has really gone beyond the $120 a barrel Brent cost. And clearly the under-recoveries are also adding up in the process. Currently the under-recovery on diesel is almost around close to 11 rupees a litre. As regards petrol, which is a decontrolled product, the industry has been watching the movements since December, and there has been an increase in the international prices. However, the rupee, which was almost at 52, 53, has come down, stabilized close to 49 now. And we are looking at the market and the changes before we decide on a price increase, which is also due for MS.
So when does this happen, Mr. Vardarajan? As to when do you believe you will be able to take a call on when do you increase the prices? One, for petrol, and two, could there be any moves done on diesel as well, considering the fact that the under-recoveries are so high on diesel?
Yeah, as far as diesel, LPG for domestic and kerosene for domestic are concerned, these are the three sensitive products where the pricing is still administered by the government. So we need to wait government's decision as far as these three products are concerned. As far as petrol is concerned, yes, as I said, we are looking into the price increase as well as the rupee movements, and probably we'll take a call sooner than later as regards the price changes which would be warranted as regards petrol is concerned.
What could be the quantum of this increase?
As I said, based on the first fortnight prices, we track it on a fortnightly basis. So based on the last fortnight prices, we are negative to the extent of around 3.5 rupees a litre on petrol. So we are watching it, and we would take a call soon on that.
Are you worried right now, given that Brent crude is hovering around $120 a barrel on geopolitical issues? I mean, is there a big concern coming in at the rise of the subsidy burden that this could lead to over the next few quarters? Are you factoring that in some way?
Yeah, very clearly I think the subsidy burden is on the increase, and as far as BPC is concerned, the full year under recovery is likely to be of the order of around 32,500 crores. So that's a very substantial increase even over the 8-9, which was considered to be a very high level. As far as the industry is concerned, I think we would be crossing close to around 1,40,000 crores of subsidy for the full year. But having said that, I think the government has been seized of the issue. There have been compensations which have been coming both from the upstream and from the government. As far as the first 9 months are concerned, we did receive almost around 38% of the compensation from the upstream, and almost around 46% has come in from the government so far. But that still leaves almost 16% of under recovery absorbed in the downstream companies' books. And for BPCL alone, this translates into almost around 3,650 crores. So that is clearly reflecting on the bottom line, which remains a loss for the 9 months period. However, we are hopeful that the government would address the issue as usual in the last quarter, and we hope the issues get redressed, partly through price increases and partly through the compensation mechanism which has been provided for by the government.
How much, Mr. Vardarajan, would you anticipate the compensation mechanism to cough up for, if not for the industry, at least for BPCL?
Well, we have actually made a representation to the government that we should be compensated 100% for the current year, being a very extraordinary year for the downstream companies because of the very high subsidy burden. And a similar mechanism was also put in place in 8-9 when we did get 100% compensation. Also, we need to recognize that there have been extraneous losses to the extent of forex losses of almost around 2,100 crores in the first 9 months. And that was also because of the very steep depreciation of the rupee which did happen during the year. So taking these things into consideration, we have taken up with the government, and we have requested them for a full compensation for the current year in line with what happened in 2008-9.